Have I unlocked the secret mode? Is this the final boss level? Hello fellow guitar geeks, welcome to Pocket Money Pedals, where I check out gear that you should be able to afford without making too much of a dent in your wallet, purse, or wherever you keep your money. If you were born around the same time as me, then you'll know that the Splinter is a rat pedal. Clever name. Or actually, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are back now, aren't they? So maybe you're very, very young.
Cowabunga.
Anyway, the Splinter is indeed a rat pedal. It is the Fat Rat pedal clone from Joyo. So yes, the Splinter is based on the Fat Rat. And when I say based on the Fat Rat, I mean it's got exactly the same options. It's got the same switches, same knobs as the Proco Fat Rat. But this one costs €39 or £33 or around $45 depending on where you're currently in the world. That puts it firmly in the range of affordable pedals at the moment and definitely in this Pocket Money Pedals series. My question really is, there are so many rats at the moment, so many rats. We're saturated with rats. We're ratuated. What makes the Splinter the right choice for you? Hope this video will clear that up for you, or not. Of course, I'll play the pedal more in a moment, but first I want to explain what the knobs and switches do. If you're familiar with the Rat already, you should be familiar with these three knobs because they're the same as a standard Rat. We've got distortion, so the more you turn this up, the more distortion you get coming through. Filter. This is also tone, so filter can be a tone knob as well. However, it works in reverse because when you turn it up, you filter out or reduce the high frequencies, which is the opposite way to how a guitar tone knob works. So the more open the pot is, the more muffled the sound is. Volume is the master volume of the pedal. To have the same volume on my amp when the pedal is off as opposed to when it's on, you would think the volume would be around 12, but on my pedal, it's actually around there, around 130 or thereabouts. Now down to the switches, we've got stock mode and fat mode. So stock mode is just a standard Rat sound. Fat mode is of course taken from the Fat Rat, and that cuts some of the highs and boosts some of the bass as well. So fattening up that sound, making it sound thicker. Over here we've got another switch which switches between the stock mode, which is silicon clipping, and the Mosfet mode, which is Germanium style clipping. So we'll explore that in a little moment. We've got the foot switch, which is a clicky, guitar in, guitar out, and power in. There's also a battery compartment on the back, so you can power this with a 9-volt battery. I'm playing this, the 𝗬𝗓𝗏 from Maybach, which is obviously a Les Paul with humbuckers, PAF style pickup, so fairly rock and roll. I'm going through the SV20 from Marshall for the more edge of breakup tone, and for any of the clean amp stuff, I'll be using the Fender Deluxe Reverb. That's it. Oh, I'm using the Captor X as well, with vintage V30s and the Sennheiser mic. Basically, I'm doing my best to recreate what it sounds like in the room to me with that Harley Benton cap. Now, I want to make sure that you hear the pedal as often as possible in this video and it's not just me talking. So with that in mind, here are my top 5 tones, my favorite sounds that I've made with the Joyo Splinter. Wow. That's I don't care how much this pedal costs. I don't even care what amps I'm putting it through or what guitars I'm playing, or indeed this baritone. That was so much fun. I really thought with the baritone I was going to crank the distortion and max everything and get some real nasty low notes. I didn't. I went the other way and put on just this minimal amount of distortion, and it sounds beautiful. I really, really, really enjoy this pedal. I don't know if it's the best Rat in the world. I don't know if the different modes make it any better. What I can say is that I was very inspired then, and the pedal did exactly what I needed it to do to, you know, to go with that flow, that wave of music that I was making. I had an immense amount of fun with this Splinter. I don't even care what it's called. It is the Splinter, it's the Joyo. It's important that you know that because that's what this video is about. I'm just trying to translate my feeling into words, which I'm not doing very well, but I can say that this pedal was exactly the right pedal for me in that moment. And I was in a Rat mindset, but now it did everything I needed it to do, and for $40. It's a good pedal. I'm going to put this down and try and come back down to earth. Right, so the Joyo Splinter Distortion Fat Rat, it's got these different modes. I'm going to have to play through them now because I want to explore the pedal and get slightly analytical. Whereas I'm feeling so inspired. Whoops, I'm feeling so inspired I'm smashing the place around. Yeah, if you're on the fence already, just go and buy the pedal. This is brilliant. For $40, what an amazing amount of fun I just had. Being fair, I did just put it through 2 amps that cost quite a lot of money. My advice for you is, if whatever amp you have, I preferred it when the amp was slightly on the edge. So I'll show you the amps, just the clean side of the amps. This is the Marshall first, because I did the Marshall first. Pedal off. There's a riff there somewhere. But that's the sounds I had without the pedal. Okay, let's sweep through these controls and find out their tolerances. Sounds rather scientific, doesn't it? Okay, let's just make some music and play around. That's better. I use the Marshall for this part. Right, engaging the pedal. Let's put the filter at max. So the filter is doing nothing. I say max, it's at minimum. I mean the filter is not affecting it. Nothing is being filtered. Let's put everything stock. And first we'll test out the distortion part. Okay, there's a little click just there. Oh, that was just a slightly dirty pot where it hasn't been moved. Okay. Oh no. Okay, there's something kicking in there. It's quite noisy, but we're adding a lot of gain. It just suddenly got darker, didn't it? Have a listen to that. There's a difference between those two. So, darkening up, compressing more, blending out those highs. Let's take it up even more. Is it going to get darker? Okay, so that distortion's getting darker. It was really bright up to about there. So it is getting more darker. Let's put it there then. That seems to be one of the sweet spots of the pedal. Let's do the filter. Okay, the filter doesn't seem to be doing much in that first sort of, I don't know, third. It's doing very little. It's adjusting very finely, and then it gets more aggressive in the adjustments as it goes on. Interesting. And then volume. How much volume we got on tap? So 0 volume, nothing. That doesn't seem to be doing much, if anything. Is that off? To my ear, that is doing nothing at all. So the distortion must be off. The circuit's disengaged. That's weird. That's what that clicking must be. It's actually engaging the circuit as you get the knob, I don't know, about 10%. Okay, at this point it's under boosting with the volume. I like how all the knobs are interacting with each other. I'm not sure if I like the fact that you can have the distortion off and it does so little. But when I used the baritone for that riff and the top 5 tones, it was so wonderfully gritty. So wonderfully gritty. Okay. The things that I probably should have covered first, because they're the most interesting, are the stock, fat, and stock and Mosfet modes. So let's find a nice little setting, which I'm going to say is about there. I'm going to switch between the stock and fat and see what happens. Well, I can tell you what's going to happen. It's going to sound fatter, I think. Okay, it is fattening up, so it is cutting highs and boosting bass, assuming, that's what I hear, but also assuming that's what it does what the original Fat Rat does. Now let's put it back in stock and stick from stock to Mosfet. So we're going from silicone clipping, which is quite brittle and harsh, to germanium, which is going to be softer and warmer, which I heard when I was doing the top 5 tones, but let's check it out with some knob sweeping. The original Proco smoothed the mids and scooped slightly. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing a softer, what's the word? Yeah, softer, more lo-fi kind of, rather than so aggressive as the stock. I don't know if this has got an LM308 in it. I would very much doubt. So LM308 being the fabled op amp chip of the Rat. I would doubt very much this has got one of those in it because they're in short supply. I will open the pedal in a moment to have a look inside, but so far I think the pedal's fantastic. I think that's $40 or thereabouts for a lot of fun. I'm going to play now with the Mosfet and the Fat because that's one combination we haven't done. So I'll switch the switches and do that. On the lower gain settings, that sounds like exactly what it should be doing. It is rounding off those brittle, nasty Rat-style edges and making it a little bit softer. You be quiet. It is doing what it says it does, or at least what I perceive silicon versus germanium to do. It's rounding off, it's scooping it a little bit, it's making it a little nicer, making it a little bit more indie lo-fi, for want of a better term, and then the Fat is just adding the bass and reducing those highs. It's not as if Joyo came up with this. It is the Fat Rat, but this is getting you that sort of functionality for $40. So there's that. Let's try it on a higher gain setting, so more distortion. In fact, two different settings. Let's try it on that distortion, which is still quite bright, and then I'll boost it past 12 o'clock, which is when it starts to compress and gets darker. There seems to be an in-between setting, which turns the pedal... turn the pedal on. That's stock. And somewhere in the middle... Have I unlocked the secret mode? Is this the final boss level? It is, it's louder. It seems to be doing, I don't know what, but it sounds good. Okay, but stock versus Mosfet, in that setting, to my ear, didn't sound very different. Okay, it is different. There's a subtle difference. Let's try the Fat mode, so back into stock. awfully fat there. Very fuzzy. That's the fuzz tone right there. Okay, even more tones, 40 bucks. Okay, I think I've done everything I want with the sounds. I think what I want to do now is you be quiet. I want to open it up and see what's going on inside the pedal, because I really don't think there's going to be an LM308 in there, but there might be. Well, there might be one that says LM308 on it. I don't think it matters at this point. I think what matters is that it sounds good and it's 40 bucks. In fact, you probably don't need to watch the rest of this video. It's, you know, I'm done. I'm just curious now. I get my screwdriver. Okay, here we go. The moment that that manufacturers hate, apparently. Opening up their pedals and see what's going on inside. Ta-da! Okay, looks like a pedal to me. It looks like there's a bit of foam in there to stop. That's a good idea. Foam in there to stop this rattling around too much. I bet they had complaints that things were rattling around and therefore something was loose. That's a very good idea, Joyo. I don't know if that's the reason, but certainly seems it. I'm gonna have to open that up on the other side to see what's going on. More tools. Pop that out. What's going to be on the other side? All right, those are in there like that. Woo! Switches and op amps. Hang on. I feel like my dad. I can't see. I can't see anything. There's an op amp in there with something written on it. Oh, there we go. It says... I can't see what it says. Where's my phone? 𝗚𝗘𝗞𝗚𝗚𝗔𝗕𝗙. There we go. So that is not an LM308, the fabled chip. It is indeed the same op amp that is used by Proco in the more modern Rats. So again, that's what it says on the chip. We don't know. I really don't think it matters, because as I said earlier, I'm just picking off the hot glue on there. It's so fiddly. What matters the most is that it's a really fun pedal to play. Don't look, I'm naked. I had a lot of fun making music with this, and that is 40 of my European coins of the realm. So it's really, really worth it. Really worth it. This board was made on the 22nd of June 2021, so it's almost 6 months old. Bless it. Great. Well, what a great pedal. Yes, that is the Joyo Splinter. This is the end of the video. Thanks for watching. You are part of the End of the Video Club, and to prove that you are, when you leave your comment in the comment section telling me what you think of this naked fat rat, please tell me the name of your favourite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle to prove that you watched this part. So go and write in the comment section anything you want, but make sure you include who your favourite turtle is. And if you're wondering, mine's 𝗨𝗪𝗘𝗏. A massive thanks to Joyo for sending out the pedal and for sponsoring the video. I've had fun. This is going to go back in the box, and I'm going to play it a little bit more with that baritone. That was gorgeous. Okay, you, however, can click subscribe and thumbs up and watch those videos over there so that YouTube loves me. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.